Hi guys, this is Alex from the Fit Geek Mama, and today is day one of my new series, Simple Changes for a Healthier Family. What follows are some of the tips and tricks that I've used to improve my family's diet. And I understand as a parent that sometimes kids just don't want to eat healthy. Believe me, I hear a lot of, can't we just get pizza? Wait a minute, that's me. But it can be hard, especially if you've got picky eaters. But there are some things that you can do, okay? One of the first things that we did was when we were picking up pasta at the store, instead of getting the regular box of pasta, we would get the whole grain version. Same price, basically the same thing, not much of a taste difference. Give it a couple of tries, you won't even be able to tell the difference. Another thing that you can do is if you've got a spiralizer, you can make veggie noodles. Personally, I like zucchini noodles, or zoodles. It's fun to say. Underneath chicken and marinara. It's one of my favorite meals, and I tend to swap out my noodles for zucchini noodles when we make spaghetti. Another thing that you can do is to make stir fries. Probably the hardest thing is getting our veggies in, at least for me. And getting your kids to eat them, that's even worse. So what we do is we make a lot of stir fries. Anything that's got all of your ingredients in one, preferably with some sort of a sauce on it, it's going to make it a lot more palatable for your young or picky eaters to scarf down those veggies if it's got a cheese sauce or a pasta sauce on top of it. Or chicken fried rice. That's a huge hit in our house. Another thing to do is if the sauce covering the veggies doesn't quite work, you can always puree the veggies and sneak them in. One of the recipes that I keep seeing up on Pinterest is to add butternut squash into your mac and cheese. Now, I haven't tried that yet. I haven't gotten that brave. But, of course, I also don't eat the mac and cheese, so maybe that's why I haven't tried it. But there is a wonderful cookbook that we own that's been child and husband approved called The Sneaky Chef. It's a bunch of recipes that add veggies into like chilies or meatloaf or takeout food. And it's just been wonderful. Now, it does involve a little bit of prior planning when you want to sneak in those veggies, because it doesn't help to puree the veggies in front of your kids and then add it to dinner, because they're going to know what you're doing. But that depends on if you want to be super sneaky or just a little sneaky. Next step is got to be the hardest for us as far as our diets go, and that is resisting the lure of the grocery store. I can't tell you how many times we go into the grocery store for one item on the weekend and we come out with junk food because it's movie night and we've got to have candy and chips and salsa and whatever else we're adding into the cart. And we don't need it, and we've got to stop buying it, not just for our waistlines, but for our checkbooks too. And actually, my best tip has to be to decide what treats you really do want to keep, because you should keep a couple here and there as a bonus, as a treat, so that way you're not completely depleting your willpower. And the way that I decide which treats to keep is satiety. Now you might be asking, well, what do you mean? How do you do that? Well, for example, take a serving size of Oreos, double stuffed, because those are the best. It's 2 cookies. Who eats 2 Oreo double stuffed cookies and stops? And you have Oreos, you have to have a glass of milk, but it's not very satisfying, is it? Now, for the same caloric deficit, you can have a half cup of Breyer's extra creamy chocolate ice cream, roughly. I would much rather have the half cup of ice cream than 2 cookies. And I'm less likely to overeat on the ice cream if I weigh it out than I am on the cookies when I just open the package, because I'm just going to take a whole row and walk away with it, and that's not good. And of course, the last thing is recipes. if you're going to be changing your diet, if you're going to try and incorporate more whole grains, more veggies, more healthy meal choices, you need to have recipes to back it up. You don't want to eat the same 3 meals for the rest of your life, and you don't necessarily want to shell out for magazines or cookbooks that may only have 1 or 2 good recipes in the whole thing. So what do? You go on Pinterest and you follow me. And the reason why you follow me is because I have a board for recipes to try. I have a board for recipes that we have tried that were good, and I have a board for recipes that we have tried that failed epically, or just mostly. Alright guys, those are my tips for helping your family have a better lifestyle change diet. If you have any questions, make sure to drop them below. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.